Hello and welcome. This is Bug Haxer with the new player's guide for Escape from Tarkov. This is meant to help new players by giving them as many resources to give them the best success in Escape from Tarkov. We are going to be going through uh, basically once you first load up Escape from Tarkov, going through your stash, going over basic skills, your traders, tasks, and then loading up your first map and going over some resources that you can find that you can use. So here we go. Here we going in. After you get your character created, you will get to this screen. You'll have your Escape from Tarkov character trading hideout. Escape from Tarkov is your getting in game, choosing your character, which we will get into later. So your character goes into your stash, trading goes to your traders, and hideout, again, we will get into later. Character, this is your where all your stuff is. This is for new players. This is a lot of stuff that you don't necessarily even know what any of this stuff is. So basically, on your character, you got your head slot, your earpiece let you hear, face covering, eyewear, your body armor, which lets you help you tank bullets, armband slot if you're playing with a buddy, help you identify them, holster, your pistol slot, your sidearm slot, and then you have two primary weapon slots. Um, then your melee weapon, which is many varied, and some are useful for other things. You got your tack rig, which is where you put your magazines that you can reload. You got your pockets, and then your backpack and container slot. Then let's go over to the stash. The stash is when you're a new player. This is a lot of stuff. And more likely, you probably don't know what any of this stuff is. But we're gonna go through it. Pretty basic. The cool thing is if you have, if you pick up a piece, like if you pick up something and you don't have it equipped on your character, it will highlight. See over there on the left, your body armor slot will show green that you can place that there and you can use it. And also another good thing is if you basically if you want to know what something is, just double click it. It'll bring up that inspect menu, or if you right click, you can inspect. You can take a look at it, 3D model of it, spin around, see what's all about. Gives you whatever information that it is about it. This is a pack of soft armor class 2, armor points 50, which we will get into in another video. That's a whole different thing. Other stuff, your rig, they've gave you extra rigs. Your money, which this game is mainly rubles with there's some dollar, more dollar stuff, and then there's euros. There's not a whole lot of stuff currently in the game for euros, but it is there. Then we have weapons. We got your pistols, which again you can always just double click and it'll tell you all the information about whatever it is that you want to examine. Again, probably all these sort of things we will go over in a different video. Each weapon has its own caliber, which you can see in the bottom left right here. And if you double click it, you can see it up in the top. You can see it down here in the caliber. And then your magazines. What you can do with your magazines is there's a compatible with available with a little drop arrow, which you can hover over it and it'll tell you what weapon and where it is, either it's on your person or it's in your stash, if that is compatible with anything that you have. Then you got some of your ammo here, and it's the same thing. See, this is a 9x19 pistol. These are bullets. These are 9x19mm PST GZH bullets. Which bullets, that'll be another, going over all the bullets for each caliber. That'll be in a different video. This is basically just going overview of everything. When you first load in, you got a couple backpacks, some contacts, which is there are about a dozen or so different contacts in the game, which enhances your hearing in raid. Some have different qualities to them. Some are just loud. Some are more bassy. As you go along the game, you'll find contacts that you like. Some people like these contacts. Some people like these ones. So as you go along, you will find ones. Try them out. See which ones you enjoy. Get your grenades. Of course, if you don't know what it is, double click it or right click inspect, see what it is. See, this is an F1 hand grenade. Your grenades, more guns, your AK-74M. This is a different caliber. This is 545 by 39. Which again, if you want to know what bullets, this is 545 by 39. Go over here to these bullets. It says 545 by 39 caliber and caliber. These bullets go with this 74M and other 545 by 39 weapons. You got your 12 gauge shotgun, the Mossberg, with some shotgun shells. Again, you can do the caliber. You see it's caliber 12 gauge and 12 gauge. So there you go. Get the SV98. It is 762 by 54R bullets, which of course these are our 762 by 54 bullets. We can go, you got a helmet that comes with, you got some armor, you got lunchboxes, water, some Tushunka for food items, your meds, then a couple fuel, which you can use for your hideout, which we will go over later in another video. And then with the meds, again, I'll give you easy basic thing with meds. You can double click it, inspect it. Each different medical item does different things for your character. For example, the Salewa restores 400 HP to different parts of your body. If you get a light bleed, it takes 45 HP off of your Salewa and it heals the bleed. Heavy bleeds, if you get that, will take off 150 HP off of the Salewa. So there's different healing items which can do different things, which are more effective than others. Then so there's all of that. And then the other thing is the container, your pouch slot. Your pouch slot is stuff you can take into raid that even if you die, you are not losing whatever is in your container slot. So for example, usually early on you can put emergency meds. For example, you can put a CMS kit, which is if one of your limbs, which is like your left arm, stomach, right arm, right leg, or left leg, get blacked out, they take too much damage and it goes to 0, you can use a CMS kit to bring it back at lower HP, where you can have it back so it's not hurting your character stat wise. So that is the basics of your stash, what you will see when you first load up into it. You got also up here in this kit is skills. Skills are things you do in the game that will help you. For example, your endurance, just running, will increase your endurance, which will help you if you hover over it. Endurance influences the amount of stamina and the rate of exhaustion while running or jumping, as well as holding and restoring breath. And this goes for all the different skills here. As you're playing the game, these skills will just naturally level up themselves. For new players, this is, especially with first wipe, you are not necessarily, you basically get them as you just play the game. It's not something you just kind of target focusly when you first start. It's just something that you get over time, and then as you go, you can see what each stat does as you go. Then we can go over to the other tab, which is the traders. The traders are where you can buy your gear. Each trader has different items they sell. So, for example, prep horror. I guess when you first go to a trader, you're like, "Whoa, what's all this blacked out? Like, what is this? The item has not been examined yet." Well, that's the interesting thing about this game is that you actually, every item that you get, you have to, I guess every new item that hasn't previously been examined, you have to examine it. So all this stuff, usually for new players, it's a good idea to go through all your traders and examine everything you can, because the cool thing is that when you examine something, it gives you a little bit of XP. So you can get pretty close through level 1 just by going through and examining all the items in the game, and that allows you to, like, if you're going through it, like, and you looks like something's interesting, and double click, and just like, oh hey, that's a new 7.62 by 39 bullet. That's something that you can find in raid that you know of, and if you can examine it while you're in traders, you don't have to examine it while you're in raid, which saves a little bit of time. So that's good. And then, so each is your traders. Some of them you don't have access to yet, which you can go through doing tasks. So tasks are each trader has their own set of tasks. These are your quests. These are the easiest way to level up in Tarkov, which also helps leveling up your traders to get access to more things. So each trader's level has 4 levels, and their tasks in order to level them up. And then you accept tasks, and then when in a different video I will go over some of the early tasks and basically give you a little bit of a guide at where you could possibly find these things and whatnot. So you basically go through all your traders, get everything examined, except whatever tasks that they have for you at the beginning. Go through them all just to double check, make sure you got everything. Then your first task is going to be debut. You got to go kill 5 scavs on customs and hand over 2 MP133 shotguns. That is your task from Prep Horror. And then your other task is from Therapist, which you need shortage. Find in raid or craft in hideout 3 Salewa kits, and then you hand them over to her. Now, the found in raid, every item that is found in raid, there'll be a check mark on it that says found in raid. Found in raid items you can sell on the flea market, which we will get into in a different video. If you say you have these stack of bullets and you found these bullets in raid, if you stick them into your container and then you die, it will lose its found in raid status. So for example, if you find, like for Therapist quest, and you needed the Salewa, say it was found in raid, you put it in your container because you need it for a quest, and you're just hopping along over to your extract and you die unexpectedly. That Salewa now is not found in raid, and you cannot use that for your task anymore. And that goes for everything in the game. If you find something that's found in raid and it goes in your container and you die, it is no longer found in raid. And then if you need to, in the character screen in the top here, you can go over your tasks and you can look at all your tasks, where, if it's at a specific location, where it's at, and what you have to do for it. So that is your traders, your tasks, and then examining items. So you can get, so you can, the main thing is that you don't have to do it in raid, because in raid, it'd feel a little bad if you're looking at something and you can't pick it up right away because you have to examine it first. So it just takes a little bit of time to try and pick it up. This just helps, so you don't have to spend as much time trying to pick up items and whatnot. So then there's actually one special trader called that is Fence. Fence is you can sell anything to him, and he will buy it off you, buy everything, but he'll buy it very low, and then he'll, whatever people sell to him, he resells at a higher price, which is, you can see Fence is a really good way at examining items, because players sell things to him. So these are all like found in raid items that they have sold to Fence. So it's pretty nice because you can basically, from a lot of the early levels, you can just keep, every time you're back in your traders, you just go to Fence every time. He usually has new stuff for you to examine. Then for traders for selling, there is different traders that want different things. Therapist is usually your valuable / medical items. So she will buy that stuff at a higher price than Skier would, Ragman, or not buy them at all. So usually when you come back from a raid and you don't know, it's a good idea to just for the first few times is to go through each trader to see who buys your stuff for the highest for the first few times. And once you do it a few times, you will get used to who you can sell your stuff to get the highest value out of it. It takes a little bit of time, but as you get used to it and as you do it more often, it will become much faster for you. All right, and then now we're gonna be going into picking your first map, and with this being a beginner's guide, I do suggest, if you're new to FPSs or don't have as much experience, I do recommend you go to factory or customs, and go to factory, go to the left side here, 1528, then go to the offline mode. So offline is, there's nobody spawns on the map, just you. Then if you want to add scavs, which is the AI, you can click enable PvP, and scavs will spawn normally as they would on factory, and you can change their difficulty, the amount, all sorts of things with these. And it's a good, if you're not familiar with FPSs, you're kind of new to FPSs, this is a great tool to use to get used to the mechanics of Tarkov and getting used to new weapons that you find if you want to see if you like how a gun handles. Offline is a great tool to use. And then of course, usually your first maps, you can factory or customs. Usually you want to follow your tasks because it's the fastest and easiest way. And if you follow your tasks, you go to every single map, and it's pretty good progress through every map. For the first handful of maps, you'll be sticking to customs when you'll be going through your tasks there. And the resources for how Tarkov is, and it doesn't give you a whole lot of information. Like some of these are, so like this is basically it's a kill quest, and you go hand them over some shotguns. There are some quests where you have to go to a specific location, find a specific item, and leave, or find a specific item and go plant it somewhere else in the map. For those sort of stuff, even the little description that they give you, it tells you basically like the lore of it, but it doesn't necessarily tell you 100% sometimes where stuff is and where you need to go. So I recommend either going to the Escape from Tarkov Gamepedia, or for looking up where stuff is. And then if you want to know more, if you want to know, basically, if you don't go in blind on like customs or any of these maps that you want to go to. If you don't want to just kind of feel your way around the map without knowing where anything is, I also recommend either if you want to look at the maps on the Gamepedia or mapgenie.io / Tarkov. I'll have both those links in the description for you guys. So those are the resources I could recommend early on, so you can see maps and where stuff is, um, so you can get an idea where like if you're needing some valuable loot, you can go to the map genie, you can pull it up, and you can see where that would be on the map, and you can try and feel your way around the map. And the map also shows you the different extracts for you to try and get out, which we will go over in a different video. So I appreciate you guys taking the time, and don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. We'll be doing more guides here in the coming week, and hope you guys enjoy your run in Escape from Tarkov. Good luck, have fun, guys.